Hi everybody, Chatty Cathy here. Thank you for listening. I'm repeating some of the podcasts that I've done before because I didn't get the lighting right. So this is going to be about dairy and how we are all lactose intolerant. We are all lactose intolerant. And I knew from the beginning that this is going to be one of the first food input podcasts that I made, because usually when I talk about dairy, and I love my cheese, and yes, I had to give up for the most part. I eat it sometimes because everybody argues about this one. Everybody argues about you. Oh, I'm not giving it my milk. I'm not giving it my cheese. Oh my goodness. You guys make me laugh so much. But now that I know what I know, I got to let you guys know. I got to let you know what these foods are doing to us. Like I said before, these nutrition podcasts are not going to be like anything that you've ever taken before. Even the classes that I took when I was in school, many nutritional classes, because you know what? The big food companies and the pharmaceutical companies and the insurance companies, they didn't write the books that I read. They are not going to sponsor my presentation. So this is what I've learned for me to be healthy. I put this all together myself so I can be healthy and tell all my friends, right? And my family. This is what I've learned and put together over the last 10 years, okay? Most people say that they're not sick, that they don't take any medications. I work out, I eat good. So you're not sick, but are you truly healthy on the inside? These are the things that I teach during my podcast. And like I said, dairy had to be the first one because everybody argues with me about that, okay? Make sure you tell your doctor, and I'll tell you this during every podcast. Please make sure that you tell your doctor what you're doing about changing your health for yourself, right? Just let them know. They're going to be proud of you. They're going to be happy for you. They might even learn something from you. Absolutely. Tell everybody to watch my podcast. That'd be so awesome. Love, learn, and take control. That's what we're doing. Absolutely. So I read somewhere your diet is either going to kill you or it's going to cure you. I've also heard people tell me, doctors tell me, nutrition does not cure cancer. Changing your microbiome and making your immune system stronger is not going to cure your cancer. You have to do radiation. You have to do chemo. No, you don't. No, you do not. There's so many other ways. And that's why my nutrition classes and podcasts are so important for everybody, just to learn. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. So remember, love, like, subscribe, and share so we can get to so many people. Even back in 350 BC, right? Hippocrates knew that all diseases start because of the problem in our guts. That's a long time ago, right? That's why we have to learn. Yes, you can eat your favorite foods sometimes once you get your microbiome balanced, and we'll have a podcast about that. But for right now, let's just clean it all up. Let's get our elimination systems, all 11 of them, working so we can get the crap out so we can start, yes, eating the things that we want to eat in little bits. And I'm going to say it right from the start, right at the beginning, right at the end, middle, whatever. You need to eat healthy for your physical body. You need a balanced input. And it should be placed at the top of everything that you do, every therapeutic measure with your doctor, everything that you do, because everything else will fail with what you do. Doesn't matter what medications you take, doesn't matter any of that stuff if you don't make your diet healthy for your physical body. It's plain and simple, right? Some of you are going to walk away when I tell you what I have to say, and I'm going to keep on drinking my milk. Well, you're going to keep on swelling up too. Dairy is the most inflammatory thing that you can put in your body. And it's kind of hard to eat cheese pizza or something like that because that cheese doesn't melt the same way as a cow milk or sheep milk or goat milk, right? It doesn't melt the same. But still, it's better than eating all the stuff that you can't really digest that bogs you up, right? And if you want all my references, if you want most of the books that I've read, most of the webinars, anything, I have, I think it's 9 pages that I can send to you so you can look at the books yourself, okay? So before you argue, please look it up yourself. I want to be healthy, and I want everybody else to be healthy. My son's the one who said, Mom, get on YouTube. teach more people, okay? So today we're going to talk about that one little farce that everybody says that we need. Like I said, dairy is the most inflammatory food or drink that you can put in your body. Dairy. And it's actually dairy from a cow. And I'll tell you about why in a little bit, okay? And I can already, like I said, hear all your little inner voices going, I'm not giving up that. What am I going to put in my coffee? How am I going to have cereal in the morning? What about the Friday night pizzas? I'm not saying you can't have it, but for right now, right? And think about it also. Do your babies and your kids need milk? Is it really that good for your bones? I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you. Dairy causes inflammation in every single part of the body. And inflammation means things aren't going to run as well because you're swollen. Inflammation means swelling. Like when you have a cut, you kind of swell up there, right? But it happens on the inside of your body too. That's your body trying to fight things. What's going on, right? They say, in the things that I've read, over 65% of the world's population is lactose intolerant. No, 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 no. Everybody is lactose intolerant. And lactose is what is in milk, right? Lactase, where it ends in TASE, is actually an enzyme that's found in the small intestines of young children. We don't have that enzyme, right? Deficient in adults. That is what breaks down the milk sugar or the lactose that is in all the milk products. It breaks it down, right? But after breastfeeding, our bodies decrease that production of lactase because we don't need milk anymore. Right? You don't need it anymore as an adult, but they're making sure that you think that you do with the advertisements that we get on TV, at the grocery store, wherever you can buy dairy, right? If you don't eat or drink dairy, then your bones are going to fail and you're going to collapse on the floor. Walking on the road, you're going to break your leg. Milk makes the body grow. Well, yes, when you're younger, when you're a baby, when you're getting it from your mom, or you're getting the special milks that they make for people. And I'm not even going to go to what's in those little powdered things. Milk does a body good. You got milk. Real cheeses, very good for you. Put it on your veggies. Make sure that your children are going to eat those vegetables. No, 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 no. Milk is very acidy in your stomach. So it's actually not good for people with GI problems. People who take Tums and Tagament and Zantac, all those things with GI problems and GERD and all that. Are you drinking milk at all? Cow's milk is very coarse compared to human's milk because of the casein and the whey proteins. There's other proteins in there, but those are the main ones. Casein is 80%. 60% of your milk that you drink is whey protein. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of different ones. Casein in Latin actually means cheese. That protein is found 300 times more in cow's milk than in human's milk. It coagulates in your stomach. It coagulates in your large intestines and your small intestines. It forms large, tough, dense curds, right? How do you make cottage cheese and stuff like that, right? Even casein or this cheese makes you addicted to it because it actually releases in the brain dopamine. And this signals emotional responses of pleasure, chewing that cheese with that glass of wine. Oh my goodness. See, my mouth is watering already. Because that's what I used to eat when I came home from work. If I wasn't hungry, a chunk of cheese and a glass of wine. What? I have to give up my cheese? So you do get a reward from drinking milk and eating cheese. Casein is also one of the bases of the strongest glues that they use in woodworking. And you're putting it in your body, right? Too much casein also prevents the calcium that you're supposed to be getting from your milk or dairy products from being absorbed. It is so thick that it stops the calcium from being absorbed in your body. If you can't get the calcium into your bones, it actually floats around in your blood. right? I know you need other things to get calcium in your bones, but the main thing is it floats around in your blood. And then the calcium forms stones, gallstones, kidney stones. Cataracts are actually too much calcium, kind of a covering over your eyes, all right? And while this extra calcium is free floating in your blood because it can't get into your system doing nothing, your bones are going to start breaking down so your body can get the calcium from them. It's a huge cycle, a big cycle that they don't tell us. And what happens when you start using the calcium from your bones? Osteoporosis? Oh, there's a medicine for that. Okay, take a medicine. Don't change what you're eating. No, please, guys. If you eat it with sugar, dairy with your sugar, it actually depletes your magnesium too. You need that for many, many, many things. And because your sugars deplete your magnesium, your body is going to say, we don't have enough calcium or magnesium in your bones, right? Too much calcium around inhibits the absorption of your iron. You need your iron. So with all this extra stuff floating around where it's supposed to be somewhere else, what are you actually absorbing? What else is your body missing because of what you're drinking and eating every day? And there's other milks and stuff that tastes just the same, even better once you start trying it. You're confusing your body. Some people insist that you need calcium and you need to get it from dairy. Calcium is actually the most abundant essential mineral. And essential just means that you have to get it from your diet. You don't have it in your system. You need calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, vitamin D, and other things to make your bones healthy, right? Cow's milk does contain 4 times more calcium than human's milk. But remember, it may be way too much for the human body, for the human digestive system, for our metabolism to handle. Regular milk has about 300 milligrams of calcium, depending, right? But what about all the side effects of eating and drinking dairy? All the bad side effects that makes your body have to work a little bit harder and then maybe not even absorb what it's supposed to absorb, right? Another thing that we're made to believe that milk and dairy makes your bones stronger. But a study actually shows 1 or 2 glasses of milk a day or any cow dairies, cheeses, cottage cheese, sour cream, you can add all that kind of in there, you know, it actually increases your risk of fractures. You don't need milk. Look all this stuff up. You can, PubMed.gov. There's a bunch of articles that you can read, right? You don't need milk. If your children or you even have chronic ear infections, food is usually going to be that culprit. And the very first one is milk. Milk. Your poor little children going to bed with their, bottles in their mouth. And then wheat's the next one, and then peanuts, corn, soy, right? And then I've also read chicken is a problem. So check those out if your kids have chronic throat infections, chronic ear infections, right? If you get bloating after you eat, the culprits are probably some kind of dairy or sugar or gluten. And there's other vegetables and stuff that also do that too, but these are the main things. If you have any GI problems like irritable bowel, celiac disease, or Crohn's disease, guess what? Dairy makes it worse. Besides being acidic, it coagulates, it binds things up, they stay in your digestive system longer. It's hard for your body to break it down because you don't have that enzyme anymore. Dairy products are usually pasteurized to kill the bacteria. That makes it even more difficult for your body to utilize, okay? Even if it's raw, right from your cow, there's so much other harmful potential in milk. And most people don't get their milk from their own cow, right? If you consume too much dairy, the lactose and the casein, which is that protein, increases your risk for prostate cancer, men. Yes, it does. It increases your risk for liver cancer. Too much dairy, like I said a second ago, causes bone problems, osteoporosis and stuff like that, right? And don't forget the added hormones and the antibiotics and the psych medications and the GI medications that you're getting by eating and drinking these foods, right? You don't take any medications. If you eat animal products, you are getting the medications that they give to these animals. Please watch my protein lecture where I go into that a little bit more, all right? The dairy industry is subsidized, meaning that us, the taxpayers, are going to foot this bill. And the storage alone for the surplus is greater than $50, $60 million a year. And that's just to store the milk. Some of them we are never going to ever get to eat because they're already rotten. They're already bad for us, so you can't ever use them. But they wanted to keep this going. So for the production and the cash flow to be continuous to those people, and I'm not naming them, in 1984, the Department of Agriculture decided to launch a $140 million advertising campaign to promote milk drinking. And then they started coming up with all those advertisements and stuff. We can't lose out. We have to tell people that they need milk. We have to tell people that they need this cheese every day, right? They don't want to lose their multi-billion-dollar surplus every year, right? Again, it's all about the money and not about people and our children. Yes, they need something to drink a little bit healthier than sodas, but milk is not healthy. How many times do you visit the doctor for things that can be stopped because you just quit one food? And we're going to talk about all sorts of foods. What about your kids? They don't have a choice. They listen to you, right? So tell me, I don't eat cheese. I don't eat ice cream. I don't drink milk. Okay, that's so awesome. Did you know that there's also dairy in the processed foods that you eat? So you think you're being good and you're eating the processed foods, which everybody does every day because everything's pretty much processed. Sodium caseinate. That is a milk derivative found in hot dogs, which I don't eat. Bologna, don't eat anymore. Processed meat, absolutely, don't eat anymore. Coffee whiteners, your creamers. Processed cereals, your baked goods. Margarine, that's highly processed. That's actually made in a lab. I would never eat margarine anymore. But they tell you it's good for you. And don't tell me that you don't eat dairy products if you eat processed food. Be careful, all right? And there is some good things in dairy, please. There are some great things in dairy, especially when you're an infant, when you have that enzyme to break it down. There's a lot of other milk varieties, okay? Coconut milk, oat milk, there's a lot of nut milks, there's many more. Comment below on what your favorite is. That way we can share it with other people, okay? There's also fermented dairy products, cultured dairy foods. They contain a diverse microbiome, right, for you. Then that actually can have a positive impact on your health, a positive impact on your own microbiome, right? Fermented dairy share actually many of the same bacterial strains that we use in our bodies. So fermented dairy is a little bit different, but still it's dairy. Your body will tell you if you can handle it, right? Okay. So look up the fermented dairy also and comment below on your favorite. I have not tried all of them yet. But as far as your calcium input, because I know a lot of you are now more concerned about that, the question is what actually controls the calcium in your body once you get it in there, or the calcium that you reuse over and over again. And it's not what you think, really. Sunshine and green vegetables, green leafy vegetables, greens themselves actually control the calcium in the body. All green leafy vegetables contain calcium. You don't need milk. You think that you need calcium tablets for your osteoporosis? For the majority of people, and women usually take it the most, but for the majority of those people, no, you don't. There's so many negative side effects of those things also. Look them up. Compare it to the side effects of the other medications you're taking and add all those together. It should take up a lot of space on a notebook paper if you wrote it. There's over 70 side effects usually to one medication. There's over than that. Look it up. Share it with us. Help somebody else out also, right? I know that you want to hear about some calcium-rich foods, so I'm going to tell you. Raw nuts and raw sesame seeds contain more calcium than any other food on earth. 88 milligrams, right? This is a tablespoon. And try to get it with the husks on. Just make sure that you can grind those up good so you can actually use everything, right? Remember, please watch my podcast on seeds because you can't break those up, right? It's good fiber, but you can't break those up. Black sesame seeds especially have more calcium than any other food. And it also has magnesium and copper and zinc, and there's so many natural vitamins in sesame seeds. Dandelion leaves, the things that you mow down in your yard, you can eat those. They have 3 times more calcium, iron, vitamin A, vitamin K than spinach. And some people shouldn't eat too much spinach because of the oxalates in there. That's what they tell me. I can't do it. But if you cook it, that kind of decreases it a little bit, right? Fruit and some beans contain ample amounts of calcium. There's so many things that have calcium in them. You really don't need to drink milk. Almonds have about 200 milligrams. Figs, 240 milligrams. Just make sure that you eat your fruit by itself with nothing else. White beans, 191 milligrams for a half of a cup, right? Some of the fishes have calcium in them. Sardines, salmon have calcium. Make sure that they're not farm raised. Make sure it's wild raised if possible. And of course, like I said, those dark green veggies, we love those in a salad. Cook them a little bit, saute them just a little bit. You'll still get the vitamins in it, but not to where it's all mushy, right? Mustard greens, 138. Collard greens, 152 milligrams. Turnip greens, oh my goodness. There's so much calcium in other foods that you can eat. You don't need to get it from milk and mess up your digestive system. Just start it out slow. Try the other milks to put in your tea and your coffee and your cereal. My son said, I'm not going to use this almond milk in my cereal. And then I had started reading the backs of the labels. I said, well, I'm not going to buy you cereal anymore because now I can read those. And when he does have cereal, he drinks the almond milk. It was in his refrigerator in college. So yes, even a college student can change their milk. And if they can do it, you can too. Don't you guys want to be healthy? Don't you want to decrease the inflammation? Don't you want to be able to move your rings around on your fingers after you had pizza the night before because you made it just a little bit different? Stop the inflammatory things and other things will change better for you. I promise. Thank you so much for listening to We Are All Intolerant, not just the people who were labeled with it already. We are all intolerant. You don't have the enzyme anymore. I love you guys. My name is Cathy. I am Lady Boss Lady. Love, learn, and take control. And yes, we can. And please remember, love, like, subscribe, and share so we can get to so many more people. Please watch the new ones. I'm redoing them all because now I got the lighting right. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.